Your whole entire life, you have just told yourself over and over and over again, I am being myself. Well, I've been doing the same exact thing. All right, we're all in the same boat here. But let me tell you something I've learned. Over the past couple months, I've been trying to uphold an image. It's this idea, like essentially what happens is you grow up, you're playful, you're a young, youthful, energetic child, and then you hit adulthood. And suddenly there's these standards of the world that are placed upon you. And it's like, hey, you shouldn't really be acting like that, right? And yeah, there's something you just shouldn't do, otherwise people won't like you, right? Like you got to be respectful. There's like a lot of things that go into this, but it's like in the professional world, I can't act a certain way. I can't make certain jokes because I'll hurt somebody's feeling. Oh, I can't say this because that's insensitive. Exhausting. Oh my gosh, it's exhausting. Well, I didn't realize I was caught in the same trap until listen to this. I had been making content over and over again, and then finally it's like my ideas started to wash out. And it's like when I would start filming, I'd feel unmotivated and uninspired and unexcited about what I was creating, and it just hurts so bad. Why do I feel this way? That's kind of how I felt. Why do I feel like I'm not doing it? I'm just not quite hitting the mark. Why can't I feel inspired when I create things? Why can't I feel excited when I write in my journal? Why can't I feel the same way I did when I was a kid, when I'd film a video with my friends, a stupid movie that wasn't of any quality at all. It's like I'm so worried about other people and what they will think. So rough. And so out of frustration, I one day just took a break. And I said, I'm hopping on TikTok. I'm going to make a new account under a different name so I can be myself. I can make jokes. I can say whatever I feel like. And it's like, once I started doing that, I made one video. And it's like this video it like reawoken something in me. And it's like the excitement from working all came back. Does anybody else feel that? Like you just feel like every time you try to create or do something, it's like the creative process that doesn't have the magic. Well, it came back to me and I realized I had not been true to myself. I had not been myself. I wasn't my same joking and funny personality. I was literally just trying to be like the gurus I watch. My invitation for you guys is to just get creative with yourselves again. Be creative, have fun, be yourselves. We genuinely have forgotten how to be ourselves because we're so worried about what other people think. And if you are worried about this, drop everything. Create a space for yourself where nobody knows you. Block people that you know if you have to so that you can continuously say what you need. There are walls we place before ourselves. Walls that we have to then find a way over. It's exhausting. And so today, I tried filming. Okay. I tried filming a video. Or I was trying to think of an idea. No matter what I did, I just could not do it. I couldn't do it. What is even happening, right? And I'm feeling frustrated. For a little bit, I kind of hated myself. I'm an artist. I should be able to create however I feel. I should be able to share whatever I feel like sharing. I should be able to say whatever I want to say and not have to worry about the repercussions. I never cared about what people thought about me. Why do I care about what people think about me now? Now that I've identified this concept of being real, I can actually recognize when someone is not being real. You ever watch someone's like Instagram reel or a TikTok and like they're low-key just kind of cringy? Or maybe you know someone who's creating content right now and they're like, this is cringy to watch. Why do I feel so uncomfortable watching you? And you don't want to even like listen to them anymore. 100% the sole purpose is like the sole reason you feel that way is because they're not being real. It's like this what is this with this somberness? Why do we all have to act so depressed when we create content? Okay, I know one person right now who is trying to build a music career and she kind of talks. And when I gaze upon the moon, why is it that when my scars, like I don't even know how to even replicate that because it's just so unorganic. Like how do you do that without a script? I don't know. And you just feel uncomfortable. You're like, I'm cringing so hard. Like why is this so hard to watch? Creativity is a gift. And I think about it as an artist, like I paint, I've taught art for a couple of years now, I think for 6 years, 6 or 7 years. And it's like inside the art classes, when I'm painting, when I'm doing these things, I'm a completely different person than when I'm trying to film videos or when I'm talking to my friends or when I'm talking to family. It's like, why do I have to have a different persona for everybody I know? Why do I have to act? Why do I feel a need? It's this programming that we've created for ourselves. We've programmed it into ourselves to act a different way because we're so afraid of what other people are going to think. Because you're not politically correct. The truth is, and here's what I'm learning. If you want to win, like the marketing game, you need to be creative. Like, you need to be so creative that people, when they listen to you, when they watch you, they become obsessed. They're seeing something they've never seen before. You need to open up your mind and create as if you were a kid, creating things that mean things to you. And you can fake certain images if you want, but at least stay true to what you care about. Don't pretend to be someone else because you think that maybe this internet persona is going to fit better into these gigantic shoes you have to fill. It's cringe, guys. It's just cringe. Don't feel like you have to trap yourself into some big fat niche because that's just how you win. That's marketing 101. I'll tell you what real marketing 101 is. This is how you really market yourself. You say what you feel like. Don't worry about what they're going to say. Any attention is good attention, even if it's complete hate. You want to be the biggest one in the room. It's part of the 48 Laws of Power. If you've ever read that book, it's a powerful book. You could use that for a lot of evil or you could use it for a lot of good. But one of the things that you learn is don't tell people what you're working on. Be larger than life and stop complicating things. Like, why on earth do we all feel that we have to fit into some shoes that don't belong to us? Or dress a certain way because that's how everyone else dresses? Why can't we be creators of our own and not some other rendition or flavor of the same personality? Why can't we be free? I always think about Tyler, the Creator. Like, I remember when I was in high school, and yeah, I don't totally agree with some of the things he says or maybe some of the who he is, right? There's aspects of him that are really weird to me. But I respect him like no other because 100% he is himself. He's created this world that nobody can really even, like, I couldn't try and create that if I wanted to. It's inspiring to see inspired people. And you can't be inspired if you were just conforming to the ways of media and to, like, you can't. You can't. When you're trying to be someone else, you close the doors, the windows. You build up walls all around yourself to where the spirit can't enter into your soul. I guess part of how I've started to recognize this is by journaling and being in my thoughts. Sometimes words on paper sound very different than words coming out of your mouth. Be yourself, guys. Why do we feel a need to lock ourselves down into a niche or into an idea or into a career that we don't care very much about? Or into a relationship that doesn't benefit us? Why do we feel a need? Pick up a practice of creativity like a YouTube channel or a journal or a sketchbook or a paintbrush and a canvas or an instrument and create. Stop creating excuses like, oh, but I got to go to work in 30 minutes or I don't really have enough time for this or I'd rather just be lazy. I'd rather just scroll today. Stop creating excuses like this. If you were retired today, if you didn't have any responsibilities to think about, how would you live? Would you feel okay going on a little hike? Would you feel okay playing an instrument? Would you feel okay trying to learn a new hobby or a new talent? Would you feel okay doing those things? And why is it that we feel like we're restricted to do those things, to be free, to act as agents for ourselves on our behalf, for our own joy and fulfillment? Why do we feel like we can't do those things because we have a career that's more important, or we have school that has more value, or you have to be there so that this person likes you? Why do we feel so, and why do we place those things above what we actually care about deep down? Why do we like to toss what we care about down and say that this is childish or this is pointless or this isn't going to bring me any fruit in life? Why do we do these things? Because is it me or was it not God telling us that we have a responsibility to create, to act as agents of ourselves, to do good, but also was it not God that states that our purpose is to have joy in this life? Why don't we? I think we got to get real with ourselves and recognize that we are not owning up to what we as children expected from our older selves. And I don't know, that hurts more than anything.